For once, a Tuesday brings a reason not to call her a demon, but to call her an angel this time around, because Tess actually has a pretty killer inventory for Bright Dust this week if you wish to come take it out. Hunters might benefit most because she has something new and awesome. So starting off from the start, I might actually suggest that people actually visit the main page, just because in terms of legend or exotic emotes, specifically, those are the ones that won't likely be available elsewhere. They are not available in the seasonal offerings tabs. The only exotic things are exotic ornaments. So if there's any exotic emotes you see in the very front page, I'd recommend picking them up if you want them, because it might not be available for Bright Dust until much longer. And this good one is referencing, I always forget what it is. I've never actually learned, but if you've ever seen that emote of, or that meme of the dude walking into a room and seeing his apartment just in chaos and on fire, this is it. That's that emote. So if you want to just look like you have no problem with stuff being on fire, I'd recommend picking that one up. Aside from that, all these things should be eventually around the Ferromancer is available for silver at all times. The Nemean Gallery, however, actually isn't. This one is a seasonal ship available special to this season. Now, going through the front page, first thing we have Wayfarer's Guise, a shader new to this season, which is a general green look, but glows only get a white, it's not a green, so it's hard to say if this is worth it or not. I haven't picked up just because of obvious reasons. Now, a transmat effect, the Shattered Shrieker, available from Season of the Undying, that was supposed to be a higher Swarm Shrieker. It's a transmat. But one special, because it is new to the season, a weapon ornament for Monte Carlo. This is basically the melee the gun. It's a solid auto rifle. It has swashbuckler, but also can generate melee energy. And this one makes it look like a PPSH STG-44 combo. It's basically just a very old school World War II ornament for it. It also still keeps its bayonet. It looks much better, honestly, than even vanilla and the other what if ornaments it has. So I'd recommend picking this one up if you just generally like a better look to it. Now, a new one as well, all the way back from Season of the Arrival, is the Multi-Band Rover. This one is not exactly a weird one. It definitely fit the idea of the season for all the things. It's not a terrible looking sparrow, though. It just doesn't really fit my characters. Now, looking into the main Bright Dust store, this is where it starts to get exciting. So first off that, we have the Conga Line multiplayer emote. If you want to make a three-way Conga Line, you can, just not with three of yourself. Now, going on into the Junkyard Navigator, a new ship, new to this season. The name is oddly very on point, just because it looks like it is fresh out of a junkyard, even more than the Arcadia class jump ship we get in the very start of Destiny story. Now, the big one for hunters, specifically Beastly Visage. You might see an uptick in people using Mask of Bacchus, as this is a War Beast look for Mask of Bacchus. Now, shaded, this one looks very mean, regardless of what shader, just because those eyes are always a-glowing and those teeth are always a-pointing. So if you want to get a better look for Bacchus that is arguably somehow better than its original, I'd recommend you pick that up now, just because otherwise you might miss out on this, and you'll only have to be able to buy it for silver in the future. I think this is not showing up. And for the other classes as well, while I'm doing the spiel, I will find screenshots of what else is available and give you a recommend 1 to 10 if they are worth picking up, in my opinion. Now, continuing through the rest of that, we have Braytech Dream from Season of Opulence. This one's another weird-looking sparrow, but it is real wub-wub, if that can be an official definition. Just because of the trail effects, as well as all the glow, it looks very dubstep and futury. Now, another blue emote, this is Aim and Fire. This is one that I would imagine that a lot of people use in the Crucible just because of how obnoxious it is. But then another amazing ornament new to this season as well for Dead Man's Tale, the Remembrance ornament that is Riven and Awoken inspired, given that, as you can see, Riven of 1,000 Voices herself is remembered on this gun. Well, it doesn't change a lot visually in terms of actual features. It does give it a cool new skin, which I might actually start running instead of the base if I ever actually get enough to pick this up. Now, for our flares, our last thing, the Cosmonaut projection, it is basically just a Russian space program homage. And going through our flares, we have Dawn and Dusk from Vanilla of Destiny. This one is obnoxious and offensive to the eyes. That is all I'm going to say, as you can see there. Now, Jungle Viper, one that might actually be considered as well just because of its weird color schemes, but one that can actually not be taken too offensively if you can find the right set of armor that applies its colors correctly. And as well, Polished Sea Stone, This one is another one that is not too great. It's, I think, better on guns if I had to pick anything, but shader, at least for the Undying armor, doesn't seem to be too bad. A dark blue and a nice solid green. And a new one that I actually don't have from the Season of the Hunt, this one is Copper Brand. This one is basically a yellow-brown look, but it also gives you a nice little metallic shine on your weapons. So this one as well might be a better one for a few weapons. Maybe not the greatest for armor. It's all case sensitive on what you actually have. And for our transmat effect, we have the Reef Oracle all the way back from Forsaken, which actually looks a bit low res now that I actually look at it compared to new effects. Now as well, Guiding Light from Black Armory. This one is a nice little green light flourish, which I see something spawn. It's hard to tell what that is. And the same emote from the front page, Shattered Shrieker, which features a red swarm hive shrieker. So that being said, everything available, lots of cool options. I would definitely recommend you pick up those ornaments because they all look great in my opinion. Definitely worth picking up the armor ornaments. Definitely worth picking up at least one or two of the available weapon ornaments this week. I would highly recommend you visit Test this week. Now, with that being said, my name is Man Scorpion, and I will see you in the next video.